Boris Johnson is suspected of blocking a report on Russian interference in UK elections because of embarrassing revelations about Kremlin links to Conservative donors.
Here's a summary of the article.
Boris Johnson is suspected of blocking publication of an inquiry into Russian interference in UK elections, because of the embarrassing links it reveals between the Russian Secret Service and donors to the Conservative Party. The revelation comes as an investigation published this week found that there has been a surge in donations from Russian oligarchs, who have links to the Kremlin, to the Conservative Party in the past year. Parliament's Intelligence and Security Committee submitted their report on Russian interference in UK elections to Downing Street 2 weeks ago. Sources who have seen the report told The Times believe it has been suppressed because it highlights the connections between London-based Russian oligarchs who fund the Conservative Party and Russia's Federal Security Bureau. Sources told the paper that Russian figures with connections to the Kremlin have contacts right across British society, whether it's business or in some cases the House of Lords. However, they add that there is no evidence of systematic wrongdoing. The report also risked damaging relations between Downing Street and Donald Trump, The Times reports, due to the involvement of Christopher Steele, the former MI6 agent behind the dossier on the president's contacts with Moscow. The increase came despite increased pressure on the party to cut its ties to Russian oligarchs since the poisoning of Sergei and Yulia Skripal in Salisbury last year.
This post received a score of 50,384, with an upvote ratio of 89%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
The Russians are writing the book on modern asymmetrical warfare.
They already wrote it and are just following its blueprint.
Here is a part from the wiki. Russia should use its special services within the borders of the United States to fuel instability and separatism, for instance, provoke Afro-American racists. Russia should introduce geopolitical disorder into internal American activity, encouraging all kinds of separatism and ethnic, social and racial conflicts, actively supporting all dissident movements, extremist, racist, and sectarian groups, thus destabilizing internal political processes in the U.S. It would also make sense simultaneously to support isolationist tendencies in American politics.
Well, their execution was flawless, you have to give them that.
And it was written well before the Internet was prevalent. You have to respect how quickly and effectively they adopted the strategy to the online world. Now, instead of paying to insert sleeper agents, it can all be done from an office building in Moscow. Edit, apparently I'm arguing online with Zuckerberg and Bezos, because everybody here knew in '97 what the 2016 Internet would look like. Hindsight is 2020.
I would say that this plan would not have been as effective without the Internet as it is used today.
It's refreshing to see at least some people in this world begin to grow uncomfortable with Russia dictating what the people want.
At some point, we ask ourselves, if Russia's interests coincide so much with conservative interests that election interference seems like a good idea, what does that say about those interests? Who do those interests really serve then? I hope this period of history is remembered as tragically hilarious. What a joke.
Seriously, how long do we need to see hostile actors say, what's the best way I can weaken this country? Oh, I can prop up the power of conservatives so they can accomplish their policy goals, that will really wreck the country in the long term, before people get a goddamn fucking clue.
My dad's a big Trump supporter, and I recently asked him, so you think Putin and Kim Jong-un like having Trump as president because he's good for us? Was fun to see him squirm out of that one.
Oh niece, I'll have to remember that one.
And yet the UC will still vote for another 5 years of this shit.
Unfortunately, many are duped by Tories trumpeting their patriotic credentials while they engage in acts of traitorous corruption. I think it's more that they don't care what the government does as long as they keep foreigners out.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.